Alright, we're all set up in the backyard this time instead of the garage. Got my 10 gallons yellow peaches here. We're going to get it dumped in and get this started. Alright, let's get jar 2 in here. We changed out here because last time I set up in the garage, there was no circulation. So I decided to try back here. It's still supposed to get fairly warm today, but at least I'll have a little bit of circulation or airflow out here than I would in the garage, even with the garage door open. Still couldn't get good circulation, so we set up out here. Still in a bunch. That's not good. Empty this bag. Alright, so we got it loaded up in here. I don't know that you can see that on the camera, but I've got, I can say about that rib right there, which is about normal on that. Alright, we will go ahead and get this fired up. Let's turn some gas on. And before I hit that switch, let's get a lighter. Heard it. Okay, we're lit. Alright, let's let that get going. Alright, we're starting to come up to temperature on this. We'll have to switch it around. And there we're about 120, so I haven't put the cap on yet. We'll go ahead and get that on in a little bit and then start checking for leaks on that. Starting to come up to temperature. What are we at? About 160 ish, and not very hot up top yet, which hasn't slowly coming over here to the thumper. Yeah, we're getting there slowly but surely. Well, pot's coming to temperature. We're at 180 there. We're catching up on the cone, and yeah, we aren't there yet on the thumper, so we still got to get our heat over to the thumper. It's been about 2.5 hours or so. We're getting there. Alright, we're starting to drip a little bit. We're getting a little out of the condenser, so that's the start of it. We're, what, about 170 something coming off the thumper, and 2 something on the pot. So there we go. We are starting to percolate. Alright, so we finished up a run after 6 or 7 hours or so. We did not get much of anything out of that 10 gallons. I was a little disappointed. We're still learning how to run the thumper. I put mash in it this time, and yeah, it was just dribbling out. You definitely need to get your hearts, or not your hearts, but your tails and maybe the heads in this to do a run. I had run this a couple times, got pretty lucky. I always had some leftover tails to put in there, and ended up with something coming out. But there, I definitely had not read up on using a thumper. I've always run a column still and had pretty good output. But there is definitely a learning curve using a thumper. You definitely have to have some alcohol started in this to get anything out of it. You can't just use the 10% mash. You don't get much redistillation on that. So yes, I do have a learning curve regarding this. I've never really used a thumper until I ordered this the past winter, and I think we're going to start doing either run a column, or I'll build pipe to bypass the thumper to go straight into the condenser, and then hook up the thumper after I do a run to redistill it and see if we can add any flavoring after the fact. on that. But yeah, it was 6-7 hours, and we barely got what is this in milligrams? I mean, that's probably 25 milligrams on that. So, um, yeah, there was definitely a learning curve on this. That's what I'm doing. I'm learning how to do this. I've been doing distillation using a pot still, just the pot still with a column on it, for about 2-3 years now, and decided to try a thumper. And I'm definitely learning as we go. All right, we'll have to mix up some more mash and run the column and then run this. So also definitely subscribe to this so we can pay for some of the mashes. Haven't earned anything from YouTube, like to get something out of them. So definitely subscribe and post your comments to it, what you'd like to see, whether you'd like to see some apples, cherries, watermelon, what type of mash you'd like to see. I'd be glad to do it. I've done like a strawberries. Strawberries always come out a little hot. Watermelon, it was interesting the last time I did that. It foamed up on the mash, so I'm tempted to try watermelon again to see if I can get less foaming when it ferments on that. But yeah, we'll figure it out, and we'll get another mash going and do this again. All right, thank you. Appreciate you watching.